Hi, this is Dan from Kitch. Every day I have people ask me, how do you clean a cast iron frying pan? So today I thought I would demonstrate how we do it. Before we do that, I thought I'd talk a little bit about seasoning and what that means on a cast iron frying pan. So, we carry Lodge. This is actually a company called Nest. Both are seasoned. And what seasoning means is they take a thin layer of oil and bake it into the pan. Basically, you coat the pan in a low smoke point oil like grapeseed oil or flaxseed oil. Put it in the oven, bring the oven up to 400 degrees, leave it in the oven at 400 degrees for an hour, and then turn the oven off and let it cool down to room temperature. You can do that as many times as you want, it won't hurt the pan. Flaxseed oil will give you a gold finish like this. Other oils will, and this is actually Lodge uses a proprietary thing, but other oils will turn it black. The black is actually good. These pans will turn black with use. So basically the seasoning, what it does, it keeps things from sticking to the metal and it helps it prevent it from rusting because cast iron rusts very easily. Some cast iron, like the Creuset, actually has an enamel coating on the inside. So that it's not seasoned and the enamel protects the cast iron. So people say, well, how do you clean it? And the first thing is no soap because the soap will ruin the seasoning and pull it off the metal. So what I did was I cooked dinner last night and I brought in my dirty pan. So they sell a variety of scrubbers and whatnot. Basically the easiest way I find to clean it is just like this. I'm going to add about a ½ inch of water. We're going to bring it to a rolling boil. Then you just scrape it out with a scraper or a food brush, or they have the chainmail things too, but just something gentle. Then we clean it with kosher salt, and then we re-oil it just to put it away. So we'll go through the whole process right now. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this with some water and bring it to a boil. This is the pan filled with water. We're going to bring it to a rolling boil. Bring it to a rolling boil and let it boil for just a couple minutes. It won't take long. All this is doing is loosening up the stuff that's stuck to the bottom of the pan. I'm going to turn the heat off. And then I'm going to dump this out. Anything in there scrapes right up. So basically that's all you got to do. I take a paper towel, wipe it out into the garbage. So this is what it looks like now. It's pretty clean actually. So then what I do is I take a couple tablespoons of salt. And I just scrub it up the sides. What this does is the salt helps scrub it out, and it also helps the seasoning build. You really want the seasoning level to build. The thicker it is, the longer it'll last, the more non-stick the pan becomes. So at that point you dump the salt out. And then I rinse the pan out. Dump the salt out, rinse the pan out. Dry it really well. And then while the pan is still hot, I usually put it back. I have an electric stove at home. I usually put it back over the burner. I take grapeseed oil, which you can get in any supermarket, maybe just a couple drops, just a little bit. Rub it in the pan, up the sides. What this does is it keeps it from rusting when you put it away. Because if cast iron is even a little bit wet, it'll rust at some point. I even rub the other side. I do the handle. It just keeps the thing lit. So that once it's done, this is how it should look. That's what a seasoned pan looks like. It's like smooth as glass. Basically nothing will stick to it. I mean, a little bit, if you put a little butter in here, you can flip eggs without even using a spatula. And that's how you clean a cast iron pan. That builds the seasoning each time. And I just hang this up, and the next time I want to use it, I'm ready to go. I cook everything on this. I'll give you a quick recipe for the perfect steak. Figure a 1-inch thick steak. Heat this up to medium-high. No oil or anything. Salt and pepper on both sides of the steak. Put the steak in, sear it for about 2 minutes till it looks like it's about 1/4 of an inch cooked. Flip it over on the other side for about 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes. Same thing, about 1/4 inch cooked. Pull the steak off the stove, put it on a plate, let it rest. Take the pan off the heat. Give it 6 minutes resting. Meanwhile, have your oven preheated to 350 degrees. After 6 minutes, throw the steak back in here, put it in a 350 degree oven for 6 minutes. It will come out perfectly medium rare every single time. That's my steak cooking tip for you today. This is Dan from Kitch. If you need it, we have it. If we don't have it, you don't need it.